Welcome to the Hold All Tickets WorldPool preview show. In collaboration with the Hong Kong Jockey Club Bet with the World, I'm your host, James Lamb, joined by Alex Donnelly, who has done a bit of a world tour himself this year. Welcome, Alex.
G'day, Lamby. A bit different on this side of the couch. Don't mind it.
Did you, you obviously survived Royal Ascot?
I did. I may have lost more weight than anything at Royal Ascot in the Top Hat and Tails. It was bloody hot. I don't think I've been more uncomfortable, but the French Derby, the Prix du Jockey Club in shorts, was much more comfortable of a day.
Yeah, it's on the bucket list, Royal Ascot. One day I'll get there. This weekend sees a number of WorldPool events across Sandown, UK, Hamburg and Greyville in South Africa. The three races that we're going to have a proper look at are all Group 1 events, starting with the Durban July in South Africa. We'll also discuss the Coral Eclipse at Sandown and the German Derby at Hamburg. Before we get into the form though, Alex, please give us a reminder as to why punters should be betting on the WorldPool.
Well, you've obviously got every pool from all over the world betting into one thing. So everyone with all their opinions, it's coming into the one pool. So if you do want to be against a favourite, you're more than likely going to get a bit better lick of the ice cream. So I've noted, like, when I was at Royal Ascot, the WorldPool, the tote pools were all there. So in a couple of races there, like I can't remember what the names were, but when Cinderella's Dream was favourite for Godolphin in race 3 on the Wednesday, it was pretty short on the WorldPool, and I actually didn't mind the thing. James McDonald was on a bit of an Australian flair. It was about 2 a.m. back here, but you got a couple of points better on the WorldPool thanks to Cinderella Dream, who everyone thought was just the banker of the day getting rolled there. And then even in the last, when Havana Hurricane lobbed, he was about $12, I think, whereas around on the local bookies on the ground, he was about 10 to 1. So you got a bit extra there.
Even shorter, actually.
Yeah, so you're getting a bit more there with the with the WorldPool there, especially in some of these bigger fields. Maybe a little bit harder this weekend. We do have a couple of shorties that look hard to beat, but there's a bit of value to be found there in the exotic pools as well, because that's the big thing as well. Everyone's betting into these exotic pools, and they're so inflated.
Indeed they are. We'll start with the Durban July, which is held at Greyville. Race 7 on the card. Now, you might want to double check these times. I'm not great with the time conversion, but it seems to be scheduled for midnight Saturday for Australian punters. So
12:01 Sunday, they may get off.
Stay up for this one. 2,200 metre race under handicap conditions. The main contenders at this early stage look to be 8 on 18, Oriental Charm, and Immediate Edge for the De Cox. Who's caught your eye here?
8 on 18 looks the one. I know he's a 3-year-old and he's got 57 kilos, but you have a look at the handicap conditions. It has changed from recent years where it was 59 down to like 52. It's 60 to 53 now. So it's not that it's changed too much, but you do have a fair bit of difference there with only a 7 kilo spread instead of potentially an 8 kilo spread. And you look at the South African handicap ratings, 8 on 18 is 129 rater on 57. The next best is Gladiatorian and Oriental Charm, 127 raters with 60 kilos. So on weights and measures, he looks the one to beat. I know it's going to be very hard ask for a 3-year-old to carry the 57 kilos, but he's already beaten the older horses at weight for age level. Now gets in a handicap. I know he's got to give some other horses lesser weights, but they're lesser talented than him. So he looks the one there. Oriental Charm is second up. Had about 6 months off before his last start there. Gate 1 and 60 kilos should be improved, and he's going to be on speed. And watching a couple of previews around, Gate 1 usually just absolutely horrible in this race, but he's a horse who gets out of the gates well and can get rolling, so he might give some sight, but 8 on 18 looks the one.
Yes, I'm on the same horse. Trainer has won this race 4 times in the last 11 years, and 3 of those have been when Richard Fury has been in the saddle. So handy combination there, coming off a dominant 3.75 length win over 2,000 this track last start, carrying 60 kilos there. So you've mentioned the weight, but does drop in weight from his last run. 3 from 3 over 2,000, so not too concerned about the extra 200 metres third up. 10 career starts and never finished out of the placing, so a very handy one for owners. We'll head over to the UK now for the Coral Eclipse at Sandown. Cracker of a race this. Group 1, 2,000 metres. Decent honour roll for this one. The mighty Enable won it in 2019. Our own So You Think in 2011. And Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore have combined to win it the last 2 years with Paddington and City of Troy. Obviously mentioned few horses there, but you could go on and on and on
got
about
Gay
the honour
Arf
roll.
in there who gets underrated.
Yep. This is race number 4 on the 7 event card. Set down for 12:35 a.m. Sunday, I think, for Australian punters. Impressive Royal Ascot winner Ombudsman is likely to jump a pretty hot favourite here. Other contenders include Sosi, Camille Pissarro, Delacroix, and Arnmart. As I mentioned, hot race. Can they beat Ombudsman?
I don't think they can. And now just note, Almaquam is in this race as well, but his trainer Ed Walker has said, because declarations are overnight, we're recording this Thursday afternoon in Australia, declarations are tonight in the UK. He's already come out and said, we're going to make a decision in the morning, as in Thursday morning in the UK. If the track's firm, they're just not going to accept. So hopefully he's hoping for some rains. He doesn't want to take on Ombudsman on good to firm. But you have a look at how Ombudsman won in the Prince of Wales. He killed them, and he probably should have won by about 5 or 6 lengths further. He was dead set bolting, and Buick just needed a run, got over heels, and the race was over in 2 strides. Now, I mentioned Almaquam because on his seasonal resumption, Ombudsman was beaten by Almaquam here at Sandown over 2,000 metres. But if the ground's too firm, he's not going to turn up. We've seen how much Ombudsman improved from his first run to his second run. It was stupidly hot that week in England, like ridiculously. So the ground was basically firm. So he's going to be fine there. Third up looks set to peak. And then you have a look at how the Gosdens are going this season. Bang on 20% runners to winners. And then 46% of their overall runners this season have hit the top 3. They are absolutely flying.
Yeah, I'm with you. Very hard to tip against. But if you're looking for potentially a little bit of value, I thought Delacroix, decent place option. Simply too bad to be true when well fancied last time. Comes back in distance to 2,000 where his record is sensational. Smashed Lamborn over this trip at Leopardstown 3 back. So wouldn't be at all shocked to see him improve sharply. So maybe Delacroix the place, and you can play exotics.
Yeah. I don't mind Sosi I've got there in an exacta with Ombudsman either. So I think Ombudsman will win, but Sosi in for second. Won the Prix Gannet at Longchamp in April, beating Map of Stars. And that ties into that because Map of Stars was supplemented for the Prince of Wales and then was off the map on race day, Prince of Wales day. Hit about 4-1 and then started sort of out near your $7 mark in the end. Sosi was too strong for Map of Stars in the Gannet, but then you sort of tie that in given that Ombudsman gave Map of Stars a bit of windburn there. So if it all comes together, Ombudsman beats Sosi. But as you said, Delacroix didn't get around Epsom. And Amnart, who's just the bridesmaid, is he the Tom Melbourne of the UK?
Yeah, I was on him last time, and
he caught windburn.
When Ombudsman was held up, I was thinking, I'm half a chance here, and then as soon as that gap opened up, it was all over.
So he could probably run a placing again. He's going to be pretty decent odds because the market may just completely get off him now, as he was favourite in the Tats Gold Cup, and then he was pretty hard in the market, second favourite in the Prince of Wales too.
Yep, another one for exotics there. Finally, let's have a look at the German Derby at Hamburg. The WorldPool is actually operating on races 4 through to 8, so take advantage of the inflated pools there, including the Quinella, Duet, Exacta and Trifecta. We will focus on the German Derby, however, the feature. Race 8 on the card, I believe it's 11:43.
I think you're on board with that one. I saw it was 3:43 local time there, so I think we're on.
So I think all 3 feature races are within sort of an hour to 90 minutes, so that's good for Aussie punters staying up for that. 2,400 metre race for the 3-year-olds, excluding geldings. Field of 18, only one filly, Lady Charlotte. Who have you gone with here?
Convergent, the UK rider here, was good in the Chester Vars, beaten by Lamborn in that, and we've seen Lamborn then win the English and Irish Derby. And I know some ratings people have been going out saying, the times haven't been impressive, this and that. He still won both races, and the German Derby is a level below that, so no disrespect to that. You think he's going to be well suited here. The horses that come from like the UK that aren't German basically do not have good records though in this race.
I was going to mention that 9 of the last 10 winners have been German trained.
Yeah, so they don't have the best of records.
The locals.
But does get off the tight turning Chester track onto a bigger track here, which looks to be suitable. And he'll run the trip.
Yep, I've just given a push for the German trained horses, but I am tipping Convergent after that. 3.5 lengths off Lamborn last start. Does look handy enough form for this. I will say that I'm not totally across my German form.
No.
So I've gone with a horse that I know. But
good to find the lead ups though on some of their websites. That was pretty easy once I actually found the German to English translation.
I'd imagine Australian Bloodstock will be keeping an eye on this race. They've had some success with the German imports in the past, but that's us done. Thank you, Alex, for doing the heavy lifting with the form there.
You're welcome, Lamby. Happy to be back, mate.
Yes, and thank you for tuning in, and also thanks to the Hong Kong Jockey Club. Bet with the world with the WorldPool. All the best on the punt this weekend, and please do so responsibly. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.